Hello guys, I'm Nelson here and welcome back. In the last episode, I showed us how to purchase and acquire a hosting service and also a domain. In this video or episode, we'll be diving into the C panel, which stands for Control Panel. Note guys, we won't be diving into every detail in the cPanel. Rather, we will cover what we need to know as beginners and to get started. So without further ado, let's dive in. Welcome to my cPanel, which I access via my domain king dashboard. Firstly, we'll talk about the domain section. In the domain section, we'll only look at the domains option. To start, we'll click on domains, where we'll see a list of domains in our hosting plan. My primary domain is currently Billboard Nigeria, which was linked when I bought the hosting. So every hosting plan must have a primary domain, and Billboard Nigeria is mine. Now let's create a subdomain. A subdomain is basically a mini domain that lives under a main domain. It's often free to set up. Subdomains are identified by the prefix before them. Example, meet.google.com. Meet is the prefix and the google.com is the main domain. But meet.google.com is a subdomain. So we're going to learn how to create a subdomain really quick. Now click on the create button. This will open an interface for creating a subdomain. For this tutorial, we'll create a subdomain called subscribe.billboardnigeria.com. Simply enter the name of a subdomain, then you select the domain that we're creating this subdomain for, then click on submit. After a brief loading period, our subdomain is ready. So guys, that's basically how to create subdomains, and that's all about the domain option in the domain section of our cPanel. Here we just covered the basic thing that we need to know. Now that we have covered the subdomain and domain section, let's move to the email section. Here we'll focus specifically on domains email or domain emails rather. A domain email typically looks like admin@yourdomain.com and it enhances your business credibility. The email section on the cPanel is dedicated to managing these domain emails. We won't cover every feature here, but we'll focus on emails account option, which is the key for setting up and managing these emails. Now let's start by creating a domain email in the cPanel, which is free and can still be used in many cases. Click on email account. This opens the interface where you can manage or create domain emails. cPanel also creates a default email. Now we'll click on create. Then select the domain you like to create the email for. This could be your primary domain or subdomain. For example, we'll use the subscribe.billboardnigeria.com. Enter a username and password. After filling this, click create. Now your domain email is set up. But how do you access and manage it? Go back to your domain email lists, then click on manage email. You can adjust settings here like changing the password, adjusting the storage, or restricting incoming emails and outgoing mails. Now, how do you check the mail also? You click on check mail. This button takes you to the web mail, which is accessible through a browser and is powered by RunQ, an open source web mail platform. Accessing your domain email is easy. Just open webmail and you'll see your inbox, calendar, and other familiar tools. If you are logged out of your cPanel but still want to access your webmail, it is very straightforward. Here's how. You open your browser and enter your domain/webmail. In our case, like at subscribe.billboardnigeria.com/webmail. This URL will direct you to the webmail login page where you can enter your email address and your password. Once logged in, you'll be able to access your inbox just like any other email client. With this method, you don't need to be logged in to your cPanel every time you want to access your mails. Databases section, which is very crucial for your website functionality. Databases holds all the data your website relies on. So any changes here needs to be handled very carefully. Messing with certain things here can potentially break your site. Here we'll focus on PHP This is where you can view and manage all content of the database. Here you see all list of database on our web server or our hosting plan. You can see rows and columns of data. Each database is unique to a specific website. Remember, if you are a beginner, it is best not to edit anything here unless you are confident about what you are doing. Next up, the file section. Like every device, whether it's your phone or computer, servers also have file system. In this video, we'll focus on the file manager and FTP accounts. The file manager, here you will see every folder in your hosting. Every website has its own directory, and the main domain is typically under the public HTML folder. This is where the primary domain linked to your hosting is stored. Add-on domains, on the other hand, have their own folders, but are separate from the public/HTML. As you learn more, you find that using File Manager is very helpful, especially when you want to upload large files. It's usually better to do that here than through WordPress dashboard, which we'll cover in detail later on. Next, we'll talk about the FTP accounts. FTP stands for File Transfer Protocol. FTP is a method of transferring files between your local PC or any PC and your servers over the internet. You can think of it as a bridge that links your computer to the server where your website is hosted. These connections allows you to upload, download, and manage files directly on your website. For example, you use FTP to move files like images, HTML, or CSS from your computer to your server. By default, cPanel or your hosting provider typically set up FTP account for you, allowing you to connect securely with the username and password. For beginners, FTP may seem advanced, so don't worry if it is not clear yet. I'll cover in detail in a future video where we'll simplify the entire processes. Once you get very comfy in web development, FTP will become a valuable tool for managing files efficiently. Next up, the software section, which is the final section we'll talk about in this tutorial. This is one of the core areas in our cPanel tutorial. Here, we can install WordPress and other tools, making it an essential part of website setup. We'll focus on three main tools here. First, the multi-PHP manager, the multi-PHP INA editor, and software colors app installer. The multi-PHP manager. This lets you manage your PHP version, which is essential because WordPress is built on PHP. PHP is a programming language, by the way, and the version imparts compatibility with WordPress tools. PHP regularly releases updates, and currently we are on version 8.3. Sometimes switching the version can solve issues with WordPress tools or site performance. So here's how it works. Select the site you want to update. For example, I'll choose our text subdomain. Click on the desired PHP version from a list that typically ranges from 4.4 to 8.2. Click apply, and that's it. The version of PHP is updated. Next, the multi-PHP INA editor. This editor allows you to modify key settings for your PHP environment. It can help you resolve issues like upload limits or timeout errors. To use the INA editor, select the site you want to configure. Here, you will see a range of settings like file upload size, max input time. For example, to increase the upload limit, change the value. Remember, M stands for megabyte. Once done, click apply to save changes. This adjustment can solve some common issues you may encounter with WordPress tools or plugins that require specific resource time or limits. Next, Softaculous App Installer. Before we dive into this, let's talk about something very key: CMS. A CMS stands for Content Management System. It makes managing website content much easier. Instead of writing codes in HTML, CSS, and JavaScript and uploading it to a server manually, a CMS manages or handles all of this in one place. WordPress, which is a CMS, was initially built for blogging, but over time it evolved and now you can use WordPress to create complex websites. So WordPress is a CMS. So it means without coding, you can build a full website. So Softaculous is a tool that makes it easy to install applications like WordPress, Joomla, and many other applications, which are CMS, right? Yes, CMS. Now, let's dive into installing WordPress. First, we select WordPress and click Install. I'll install WordPress on our subdomain. This process is identical to domains or subdomains, doesn't matter. Next, we'll choose the WordPress version. It's always best to go with the latest version of WordPress. Next, the site details. The site name, for now, let's call this tutorial site. Don't worry, you can easily change this later in WordPress dashboard. Next, the site description. This is the tagline that shows alongside your site name in search results. And next, the advanced options. WordPress crons and multi-site. Leave it unchecked. Next, the admin credentials. Admin username. Choose something secure and unique. I'll use Sage for this example. Password. Create a strong password and keep it safe. Fill in your admin mail. Next, the database setup. Database name. WordPress often uses databases with prefix like WP slash, but I prefer a name related to my website, such as subscribe slash build for easy identification. This is optional, but can help you quickly locate your database in your databases section, that is PHP My Admin. You can leave other options as they are, just blank. Then click on install. And that's it. We have successfully installed WordPress on our domain. You'll be given two links here. First link is the link to access your WordPress dashboard, and the other is to view your website. So I'm going to click the one to access my WordPress dashboard. And now this is a WordPress dashboard. And from here, we can manage every content in our website. That's basically it, guys. Welcome back, guys. This is the end of this episode. In this episode, we covered the cPanel, the control panel, and installed WordPress. In the next episode, we will dive into the WordPress dashboard. Guys, if you found this video resourceful, kindly share, like, and subscribe. Also, stay tuned for more videos and series to come. Thanks for watching. Bye.